Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the FV4202, rank 4, battle rating 6.0 British tank. Now, the footage in the background is a replay since I forgot to hit record, but it was an amazing match. I needed to use it as background footage. So, and with that out of the way, the FV4202 is an amazing tank. Its armor is very, very bouncy, with a few weak points. That being the lower glacis, as on most tanks. And you can't really see it because my bushes are covering it, which is not an accident. But all around the gun there are flat points that you can shoot and will destroy the breech. And the very top of the tank, if you're firing APHE, there's a slanted back part on the top of the turret. If you aim there, it is also a fairly weak point of the tank as well. Now, its frontal armor is 70 millimeters thick. It's sloped back, so it's pretty effective, and its side armor is 51 millimeters thick. So it's very good at side scraping. You can bounce almost anything at its battle rating, and even a bit up tiered side scraping with it. So that is definitely something I would recommend doing in this tank if you're trying to bounce shots from incoming enemy tanks. But this thing generally doesn't have to, because it's got good enough mobility that it can flank and not need to get shot a whole lot. So that's basically what I'm doing in this match here on Ardennes. I was kind of going on a flank route. I've done it before and had some pretty good games, but in the charioteer and stuff like that, I've never really done it in something that can take a hit. So I decided to see if the FV4202 had the mobility to do what I could do in the charioteer. However, this comment is with me here, and it actually is kind of useful. There's a lot of points in this match where it could have gone the other way, but he takes a hit from a T-3045. Had that been me, obviously I would have died, because it would have been a side shot, and nothing can take a side shot. Or should. Anyways, so I put the first shot in the T-34, cripples it, second shot kills it, and then as I'm about to drive around the corner, somebody machine guns me, and if he hadn't have done that, he'd have probably been able to wait for me to drive side on and kill him, or get killed by him. But fortunately, I notice he's there because he made it blatantly obvious that he was there. He takes a shot, and I didn't actually realize during the battle that he had taken a shot, otherwise I would have pushed him right there. So I'm getting ready to side scrape the IS-2, because I know I can definitely take the hit into the side armor. That being said, be careful, because this thing's turret is wide, so if they shoot your turret, and it can, in a weak point, it will go right through it. So that is just something to watch out for. It's not a huge deal, most people don't know about it, so you will generally escape unscathed if someone tries to shoot your side scraping armor. So long as you have the proper angle. So now that the IS-2 is dealt with, I actually didn't get the kill on him. That was a Hellcat, not me. Trying to push around to their A capture point, because it generally just alerts the enemy team and brings as many enemy tanks to me as I can. So take out the T-3045. There's a lot of them in this battle. I was a top tier in this game. I was top tier in this battle. So nothing really too threatening to this thing's armor. As I said before, anything at its battle ratings will have issues with it if they do not know where to shoot it. This thing is basically like a very mobile heavy tank when it comes to armor. There aren't many things that'll go right through it, and anything that'll go right through it is generally a lot higher battle rating. 6.7 games, you're gonna give you some issues. That's when you start running into King Tigers, as this thing has the 20-pounder cannon. However, it only gets the APC-BC round. It doesn't get Sabo. So it only has just over 220-ish, 200 mils of penetration, which isn't an issue at its battle rating. However, when you're bottom tier fighting T-54s, or not, sorry, T-54s, T-44-100s, King Tigers and stuff like that, you can still kill them. However, you just need to know where you're aiming, as with most tanks. However, if a Tiger II does angle its turret, it will give you a huge problem. But being that most people in this game are generally not that great, that's usually not an issue, and as I said, it's got mobility that it can go around and flank them anyways. So it can definitely handle being bottom tier. It's not one of those tanks that when it's bottom tier all hope is lost. You just need to not get shot at that point. So At this point, they were capping the middle cap, so I'm going to turn around and go back to get that cap. So I'm turning around, and I'm really just trying to be cautious, trying not to give myself side shot flat on, as that will obviously cause issues for me. So, that being said, that's exactly what I am about to do, because I drive around the corner and then look to see if someone's there. But luckily he wasn't paying attention either. He pushed a shot into my turret, but not into the weak points. And it's another easy kill that could have completely gone the other way. However, luckily for me, it didn't. And at this point, we've secured that cap. So, once again, turning around, as if they want, at the A point is actually a very strategic point if you're pushed up far enough. Anyone that respawns has to pretty much go through your line of sight today, as it is the main road back to the town and to get around it. So, now they're capping the A point, and it's a T-44. So, I'm just going around the side. He gets lit up by a plane. It was actually my squad mate, Falcon. He's not really paying attention. He starts to unangle his turret a little bit, put the shot in, one-shots him. So, at this point, a T-3457 drives out. Same thing happens, just didn't really know I was there, and him. And then yet another T-3457 drives around the corner. Not really sure what it was with the T-3457s this game. And that's not the last of low-tier T-34s in this game either. So, that was something slightly strange. But, yeah. So now I'm going to cap the A point again. Once again, just keep the ticket bleed going, maintain the strategic position, because, like I said, I'm nowhere near their spawn. Their spawn is very, very far away. But if they want to get back into the combat, they have to go through me. And this thing's turret is very, very bouncy, especially when angled backwards, because it helps the sloping on the top of the tank, which, as I said earlier, is a weak point on it. So, that's when an IS-1 drives up. That first shot ricocheted off of something, and then I see the ASU-57. Now, that thing, I'm kind of scared of it, actually, because I don't want to lose it in the trees. As if I lose it in the trees, it's going to cause me issues, and it will get around me and side shot me. So, put a shot through, take out a barrel, take out his cannon, and one crew member. Well, then I push up and finish off the IS-1. Now I'm going to go looking for the ASU-57. As I said before, I don't want to lose it because those things are a pain in the ass to find. However, I have already lost it, and I have no idea where it is. So, I'm driving into the forest looking for him. And I'm just kind of spraying my machine gun hoping to get a lucky hit, and that's when he takes a shot. Now, I have no idea where it really came from. I kind of thought he was in these bushes, but he's a lot farther back than I thought he was. So, I'm pushing, trying to find him, and still don't see him. I look back, I do see that T-44 behind me. However, I'm trying to get the ASU. As I turn around to the ASU, or if I turn around to the ASU, he side shots me, whereas that T-44 just bounced and it has a long reload. So, once I know that I am safe from the no longer safe, sorry, from the T-44, I turn around and kill the T-44 and continue looking for the ASU-57. However, the ASU-57 is long gone and I have no idea where he is, so I just want to get somewhere where he's not going to kill me while I'm looking for him. So I'm going to go back to my A-cap and just sit there and wait for something else to come. That's when I start getting strafed by a plane. Doesn't really do anything, his rockets are bad, so no damage taken there. And I'm still really paranoid about that ASU, because it does have the penetration to kill this thing from the side, as almost anything does if it is flat. So, I'm kind of still looking for him, because, yeah, but I want to get behind the ridgeline at least, so if something spawns behind me, I'm not caught out in an open field. And those planes are alerting the ASU to my every move, so somebody tries to drop some bombs. I got a hit registered with my machine guns, and I find the ASU again. Lots of ordnance coming in, ASU bounces, and I put it right through his tank, even though my shell is like the same size. So that's the end of that ASU, and now I'm just yeah. Now at this point they were capping the point again, so I'm driving back to defend the cap point, so that the ticket bleed, so on and so forth. However, as I'm trying to get back, I kind of realized about halfway through that I'm never going to get to him, and whatever, but I'm still going to try just in case, because you know how teammates are in this game. They're not the most reliable things in the world. But a plane takes my track off, which is the only damage I take this game was from that bomb. It slightly redded my driver and knocked off my track. Nothing too major. So I have to sit here and wait out this thing's track repair. However, it's on a fairly good cruise, so it doesn't take very long. So, while I wait for the track to repair, would I recommend this thing? I would highly recommend this tank. If you're going through the British tech tree, it's a very good stop on the way to your Centurion Mark III, as they do have the same cannon, but the Centurion gets better shells. It'll get you ready for what the stock range will be like on the Centurion Mark III. So, with that in mind, it kind of is in an odd spot though, because it is right between the Centurion Mark I and the Mark III. So, the Centurion Mark III is the cannon of this, and the hull of the Centurion Mark I, obviously. But the Centurion Mark III's turret is not quite as bouncy, so that's just a bit of an issue. So I'm back on the A-cap, as it was decapped by the T-3485 that has died. Killed the T-44 that was shooting another friendly tank. And that machine gun fire that came from behind me, I have no idea what it came from. So I do turn around and go look for it, but I never find what it was. I just see a friendly Sherman and kind of assume that he was machine gunning me. So now I'm back into my position waiting, and still getting strafed by planes, because that's really all they have left to do. There isn't much they could do, and just gonna sit up here and hopefully see some other tanks, and that's exactly what I do. There's another T-34 down in front of me, another 57 that cannot kill me. Drive over the hill and use my stabilizer to kill the tank. As this thing's stable, it has one of the later tier good stabilizers. It's not like the stabilizers on the early Shermans that aren't very useful. This stabilizer is almost as good as ones on like the Chieftain and stuff. You do notice a little bit more bouncing, however, it's nothing that's not usable. So at this point, there's something marked on the map to my right, so I'm going to go looking for that. But I realize after a while that it is just a point that has been marked by another friendly, so nothing too major really. So I'm just going to go over there looking for the enemy tank. Now this thing's reload is like 6 seconds, so when you're in a multiple tank engagement, you can definitely get away with quick reloads if they don't push you soon enough and getting them exposed. So it can definitely take a multiple tanks, and especially with this thing's armor. So now right about now I realize that there isn't actually a tank over here, and it was probably a plane being marked on the map or something like that for some odd reason. So turn around and go back, because that position is a very, very strong position for this tank. Hull down, nothing will have a shot into your lower plate. And that's when another T-34 1940 comes driving along. And, well, that's pretty much the end of this match. Yeah, the final closing points are basically keep it hull down, as that weak spot is there. However, if you have your tank angled back, like cresting a ridge line, for example, it's not really going to be an issue, and make sure you watch your lower glacis, as that will cause you issues as well. Other than that, it is an amazing tank, and I will see you guys next time.